So Jerome ran an ETRO on October 30th, introducing everybody to Bluebeam Studio Prime and the Procore Submittal workflow. So as a refresher, this is what the workflow looks like now. It allows us to do in series, no, not series, in parallel, collaborative disciplinary review of the shop drawings so that you don't have to like wait for everybody to do everything at their own pace. You can kind of hurry things up. And that means that we can hopefully save a lot of time and document handling by doing so. So one of the takeaways from that ETRO was, how does this actually work from a project perspective? So our pilot team, Ricky and Vinh, have been very helpful in putting this together. We're first going to watch a quick video from Ricky about how he uses it, and then we'll get into some more specifics. So let's give that a shot.
Hello, ETRO. My name is Ricky, and I currently work at the UBC BD Biodiversity Project. I'm going to show you how we utilize Bluebeam Studio Session with Procore to streamline the submittal workflow process between us and consultants. As you can see here, I've created a submittal revision for Stair 1A handrail and guardrail shop drawings. Everything is pre-populated here, and once you review everything, I'm going to hit Create at the bottom right hand of the screen. Once you hit Create, once you've created the submittal workflow, you see on the top screen where it says that I'm currently logged into Bluebeam Studio Session right here. All you have to do is hit this button over here where it says Add Studio Session. It'll send a prompt, and all you have to do is create session, and this will automatically send an email for invitation for Bluebeam Studio Session to all of the correspondents in the workflow. Now, all you can see right here is our current active Bluebeam Studio sessions. And this was the one that I recently just created for you guys to see. So the beauty of Bluebeam Studio Session is that everyone who is in the invitation list can work and actively review the shop drawing in real time. As you can see, Vinh just recently joined, and just to test it out, on page 2, he is going to create a markup for all of us to see. And you see here at the bottom of the record page, you can see how Vinh can create a edit text box just for all of us to see. Now, obviously this is just a demonstration. All the other consultants who are listed in the submittal can actively review all of it in real time, and this will streamline all the shop drawing review process.
Okay, so there is a little bit more to it. So now I'm going to ask Ricky or Vinh to take over the control of the screen so they can show you what it looks like to finish the process once everybody's added their comments onto the submittal.
Thanks, Karina. I'm gonna quickly share my screen here on once you have created the session, what it looks like. So on the Procore side, let's say on the studio session, once everyone has done the review, put in the comment, put in the stamp. So like last time in Jerome's session, the idea is once each consultant finished their review, they go to they finish, put on the stamp on the Bluebeam Studio session. They're gonna go to Procore, and they're gonna hit, respond as usual. They will say reviews and notice or revise and resubmit, but they don't attach anything. And then that means at least it signify that they have done their review, so we know who's the ball in court is to chase. So we don't have to go back every half an hour now to check or something like that. Let's say once everyone has done that, and let's say usually the architect is some final respond with their final stamp, then they are the one who gonna attach the latest one with everyone's stamp on it to it and change the status to, let's say, revise and resubmit in this case. That means this section is this shop drawing is done. So in this case, all we need to do is just go finalize section. That will finalize the one on Bluebeam Studio. Hit that, and then just close and distribute like you would normally do. And then after you've done that, the PDF, like the actual PDF consolidated from Bluebeam Studio, will actually appear up here. But we like to also have the consultant upload it so that they know and that they can control what they upload versus the system generated file. So at the end, it should look more like this. That will show everyone's review, the consultant, it will show current, and then the section, Bluebeam sessions close out. So that's what we have found working for our job. Pretty smooth.
Thank you, Vin.
About it. Yeah.
We do have a couple of tips and tricks for all of you guys as well. So a couple tips and tricks that Ricky and Vin have noted, that if you do make a mistake or you have to add pages, you can't add them directly to the Bluebeam Studio session. So you're going to want to download it and edit it offline and then re-upload it. So if there were already comments, you want to save that PDF with the comments included in the download, save that locally, and then prepare a new document with the added pages and copy paste the comments from old to new, and then upload the new version. To note on this, if you do that, those comments that you copy pasted are not editable. But that is the biggest thing that they've encountered as in terms of making changes. If there's any other questions, they are here to answer them for you now. Go ahead, Lee.
Vin, Ricky, how's the process working right now in terms of the Bluebeam session? Obviously, you guys are very familiar with it. I think it's a fantastic idea. I'm just curious in terms of when you submit to the consultants, now that you're in lieu of submitting directly to the coordinating professional, i.e. the architect, it puts it into everyone's accord. So in terms of how that process is working for collaboration and chasing consultants and whatnot.
So this step, just like how we normally would submit on Procore, we normally trying to send it out to as many relevant consultants as we can. The coordinating architect consultant is still their job to, if we miss one or two consultants, they still have to pick that out and send it to them and coordinate it. So sometime once in a while they will email to us, hey, can you please add this consultant A, B, C to this? So adding a new user onto the session, it just you can do that directly from Bluebeam instead of from Procore. Usually we add them on Bluebeam and then we go to Procore to add them in to match. Because once you launch it, they don't seem to, whatever you do in terms of people, market the user, they don't link anymore until you finalize it. So I think, yeah, so far we've been, if you have to manually add somebody midway through, you have to do it manually on both. Process-wise, I think so far it's been working very well. The consultant actually love it because they love Bluebeam session where they can collaborate and make notes and have a meeting between them or with us or even with trades. Sometimes we invite trades in to make comments or markup too. Been working really good, save a lot of time.
Thanks.
Go ahead, Shane.
Just a quick question for you guys. Just looking at some of the projects that we see place, we don't appear to have that option when creating a submittal to open up the new session. Is that something that a T has to add, or is it stream across all projects?
So I think to add it to your project, you have to go back to Jerome's ETRO and do a sign up. Jerome, is that correct?
Yeah, there is a PDF in the PMPC Slack channel with the kind of initial install instructions, but everyone should have received an email to join Bluebeam Studio Prime, and that's a precursor to getting it operational. But if there's an issue, call her and we'll sort it out.
Will do. Thank you.
Cool.
Just it's very crucial to also make sure we explain to the consultant that it doesn't cost anybody any extra license. It will only cost us, who's the one setting this up, and we're already, that's the whole idea of purchasing this license for the whole company. Yeah, a lot of the time they would ask, does it cost them any money? And if it costs, then they're a bit more reluctant. That's all.
Go ahead, Kevin.
So on our project, we don't have too many more shop drawings or submittals or anything for review, but we kind of have a few months ago, Shape started using Part 3 as their kind of own consultant coordination software, and I'm not really sure or not really exposed to how the sub-consultants coordinate through Shape as a prime consultant there, but I'm just wondering if this would kind of cause issues with them kind of creating redundant work and whatnot. Because that's just some place where I might see some resistance to kind of coming on board with this, considering they'd be using like 2 different softwares to coordinate reviews at that point.
Yeah, that's a new wrinkle we've just learned about too, Kevin. We've connected for the Foundry project. The Ziedler Architects is also using Part 3, so we've connected it to our Procore instance. And Christian will be running that project, so we'll have to see how it works between the two. It still, from our perspective, saves a considerable amount of time to have the Bluebeam session. I think what it does on their side with Part 3 is allow them to keep records of what the status is, and it synchronizes with Procore. So we'll have to work through that now that we've got some architects using it, and just see how it works. But it could be an area of resistance.
Got it. Thank you.
Any more questions? If not, we're going to get to the special secret surprise. So we keep track of everybody who comes to these ETRO-Us, and we appreciate all the effort you guys have to go through to organize your schedules. I know there's a lot of last-minute project meetings, but this is our top 10 list of who's attended the most ETRO-Us. So the big congrats to everybody on the list. Entirely hitting anything more than, I think, 10 of these in a year is awesome. We're really proud of you for attending. And for the top 3, that would be Vlad, Antonio, and Mackie. You can get some ETRO Yeti water bottles. If you don't have one yet, they look exactly like this. And make sure you either coordinate with me and I'll give them to you, or you can talk to Dara and get them from her. Antonio's in the head office. Mackie and Vlad, if you want me to run them out to you, just let me know. We're very proud of you, and congrats for winning our leaderboard on the ETRO-U attendance in 2024.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
And so keep that in mind for next year, everyone. We'll have some awards. Reach out to me, Jerome, Vinh, or Ricky if you do have any questions for Bluebeam, and we are excited to save some time. Have a great day, everyone.